Hi friends, here I am again. I'm on the same topic. The topic is eating disorders, and I've been on it for probably 5 videos or so, including this one, and there's a good reason for it. I know the topic isn't necessarily trendy or popular, but it is vital that it gets attention. To be serious, it is literally a matter of life and death. See, our society is so steeped in diet culture that its powerful destructive messages and memes have etched their way into healthcare and wellness protocols. And I'm now seeing that what used to be considered restrictive and what used to have to be carefully monitored dietary plans as the norm that people are kind of going to as the do-it-yourself, fix-all weight loss strategies or optimize your health means to get to a better life and feel all the wonderful things that you could possibly feel. The problem with this is it's included in, as I said, treatment protocols and health and in medicine. And I know I'm not necessarily upping my search engine optimization love in here at Google, discussing this topic ad nauseum, but being a naturopathic and functional medicine doctor, I don't think that this message is getting out there, particularly to this audience. And it's for a couple good reasons. First, according to Allied Market Research, in 2019, the diet and weight loss industry was valued at $192.2 billion. And by 2027, it's projected to be $295.3 billion. So you probably won't be seeing this message to stand up to diet culture in many other places. But there's another reason. And I think that the reason is that many people have been put into a trance to believe that health is an ethical value, that body sizes, small body sizes in particular, are virtuous, and that food has a moral significance. So if I'm standing here talking about all the aspects of holistic wellness besides nutrition and exercise, if I talk about health at every size and balanced eating, it can be jarring because it's not the normal message, and everyone is kind of being taught that the answer to happiness and health is found on your plate and in the way that you move. And I think that's too simplistic, and I think it's causing problems. It even feels like a form of societal pressure because it seems like to be accepted into wellness culture and healthcare communities, you have to strive for optimal health, be of a societal accepted body size, or if you're not, at least dieting, exercising, and punishing you, restrictive yourself like a good person to get there, and eating only foods that are deemed as good by the most popular dietary trends or health influencer. This has 3 major problems in the way that I see it. 1, pursuing health should be a choice. Obtaining it is awesome, and it can be a means to explore one's purpose, unencumbered by bodily woes, and it has many advantages. But I don't see health as an ethical value. Viewing someone's health choices as a moral issue is actually termed healthism, and it's bad news bears, because true holistic wellness is more than diet and fitness. And really, if we think about it, embracing everybody's own decisions and choices is actually a moral thing in and of itself that's kind. When we look at the second issue for me, it's that body size stigma leads to mental and physical damage. And if we focus on weight as a problem and body shaming, our nation is not getting healthier. We've been doing this for years. And what's happening is this weight cycling. So even if weight was a problem, it's making it worse. And it's, like I said, it's causing mental and physical harm because the associations with stigma on physical health outcomes is very, very strong. So we have pursuing health should be a choice, not an ethical decision, body size stigma leading to mental and physical harm, and then the fact that food is being labeled as a moral thing, when really it should be the result of personal preference, education, and bodily awareness, and someone's own physical and emotional needs, including pleasure. I'm not saying that I don't think food is medicine, because I actually do, and I do incorporate food suggestions into my wellness plans with my clients. And I do think organic and regenerative practices for food actually are healthier, and they actually are better for the planet and just in general for the globe all around. But I don't feel that making people feel guilty for if they eat a food not deemed whole or healthy is a solution to our healthcare problems. And I also feel that socioeconomic access has to be considered, and that poor quality food should be confronted with policies, not food shaming. So these are all the reasons why I am continuing to talk about this topic until I reach its final conclusion and cover all the different types of eating disorders. Now, we've already covered anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, binge eating disorder, and some other specified feeding and eating disorders. These were kind of that broad category I talked about in a previous video that meet a lot of the criteria for anorexia, bulimia, or binge eating disorder, but they may not fit all of them, but they're just as severe. For example, like atypical anorexia, which is someone that has all of the symptoms of anorexia, but they appear to have a normal or even larger body size. So again, you can't tell if someone has an eating disorder by the way they look. So let's dive into two of the most common eating disorders that could be easily mislabeled as healthy or health occupation. Preoccupation, I should say, are muscle dysphoria and orthorexia. You might have heard the term orthorexia in the wellness space, and I'm going to go through that a little bit more in this video and the accompanying article, which, by the way, all the resources and past video links you can find in the video description, so no worries there. So let's talk a little about muscle dysmorphia, because especially for men and even for women, it's becoming more of a problem. It's actually labeled as a mental health condition where people see their bodies as small and lacking in muscle. And what happens is they routinely engage in muscle building exercising, and it's seen as a subclass of body dysmorphic disorder. It used to be referred to informally as bigorexia. And there's kind of a debate if it's an eating disorder or behavioral addiction or obsessive compulsive disorder, but right now it is listed under eating disorders. And some of the criteria are preoccupation with one or more perceived defects or flaws in a physical appearance. At some point during the disorder, the individual has performed repetitive behaviors around it or mental acts in response to the appearance concerns. It causes significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other areas of functioning, and it's not explained by concerns with body fat or weight. And it's really specific about smaller, insignificant musculature. So it's really important to recognize that this is an actual issue, and a lot of people that have it didn't realize they had it because they thought they were just going to the gym, getting healthy and getting bigger muscles. And it can often cause some devastating consequences in people's lives because it becomes kind of their life. So raising awareness is imperative to the sufferer. So if you suspect that you or someone you know has this, please check out all the criteria and consult an expert. Now, orthorexia nervosa is kind of getting more attention, thankfully, in the wellness sphere, but probably not enough. It's when one becomes fixated with dietary lifestyle patterns and eating habits that are healthy. It kind of crosses the line between self-care and a pathological obsession. It's an evolving term, and it's been surfacing since the 90s. It's not really well defined right now, but it's becoming more pervasive. And right now it's classified under an eating disorder, not otherwise specified. There's two criterions that orthorexia nervosa is being proposed to have. Criterion A is an obsessive focus on healthy eating, defined by a dietary theory or set of beliefs. These could vary, but it's marked by an exaggerated emotional distress in the relationship to food choices perceived as unhealthy. Weight loss may ensue as a result of dietary choices, but it's not the primary goal. It's more like a concern that if someone eats a food, it's going to cause a horrible health issue, and there's a lot of distress around it. They might even go into severe cleanses for purifying, and it does commonly lead to weight loss and malnutrition. The compulsive behavior and mental preoccupation is criterion B, and it clinically impairs, again, digestive health with malnutrition, social, academic, and vocational functioning related to these beliefs, and obviously body image and self-worth. Some common symptoms are what, an overview of kind of what most experts agree is that orthorexia is an obsession or pathological preoccupation with healthy nutrition, emotional consequences if these dietary rules are not followed, and psychosocial impairments in relevant areas of one's life. So if you kind of see how right now being in diet culture, how orthorexia might look like it's healthy because someone's saying, oh, I can't have that because it's unhealthy, and they might even be being praised for it. You could see where that could lead to some major physical and mental health issues down the line, and even come into more of a severe eating disorder, such as where restriction actually kind of teeter-totters into more binge eating, or it could lead to anorexia with binge eating, or just atypical anorexia. All of these different issues could occur if one does not get help from orthorexia. Okay, so that is kind of my summary. I wanted to really narrow in on those two specific types because I think they could probably be overlooked a lot by people who are really into health and wellness. And I think we need to pay attention to that and be careful. We want to view health as something that is holistic and that brings us more joy and more completeness in our lives and towards our passions and what we were called to do on this earth. Unless someone's an athlete or this is their job in fitness, I think we need to keep into perspective how much energy we want to put into our dietary rules and diatribes, and also look at some of the other issues that lead to holistic health, relationship health, right? Socioeconomic factors. If we can modulate some of our genetic risks with epigenetic factors, stress relief, relaxation, sleep, laughing, pleasure, spiritual connectedness, everything, that incorporates a life worth living. Of course, we have to take care of our physical temple with whole foods that are nurturing to us. But I think when we feel good about ourselves and when we have that vision, we naturally want to do that. And we get there a lot faster without shaming. And we get there a lot faster if we give ourselves permissions to enjoy all aspects of food, right? And have a variety. So that's what I have today. If you like what I had to share, or even if you want to discuss more because you don't agree with me, I'd love to hear comments. Either post them in the video description or in my blog, or even give me, write me and let me know. I'm happy to talk. And you can also find me on my I have two websites. I have an essential oil website and I have my Break Free Medicine website. And there I offer a bunch of free resources as well as class for professionals and for consumers. So make sure that you check that out and keep sticking with me. And I really appreciate if you could share this message to others. I think it's really important. And again, like I said, it's not for attention or glamour here, because I don't think this is a very popular topic in naturopathic and functional medicine, but I think it's an important one and we need more education on it. All right, so with that, I will send you many blessings and thank you for your attention.